Hello everyone and welcome to the last bins trip for November. I hope you guys have enjoyed your time here.
I'm not touching that. That feels disgusting.
It's been a lot of work, but I have enjoyed getting to know Whatnot a little bit better. It's been a while since I've been on the platform, so looking at the new features and hanging out with you guys twice a week has been lovely. It's also been great going to the bins, especially this month when I've had a lot of personal life stuff going on. It's been nice to be able to just, twice a week go to the bins, shut my brain off for a few hours, and dig through other people's trash. I don't know what this bin was. I feel like this bin was the worst bin to pick to film just because it was a lot of linens. So these are like giant king size, very garish pillow shams, and this is me trying to pull the comforter out that matched those pillow shams. I really wish they would separate that in the back to where like they would have all of the linens into one bin. That would just make life so much easier, but I feel like they don't do that because then no one would look at them. Well, that's not true. I've seen several people put the linens into that, and I actually have a really nice cotton blanket that I got from the bins that nobody wanted, but I could resell for like $60. But when I realized that it fit my bed, it stayed with me. Of course, after I washed it in hot water because you don't want bins cooties on your stuff. I do actually wash everything for the bins. I know not all resellers do that. You do you. Some people just don't have time for that. I am too allergic to literally everything not to do that, so it's more of a personal thing for me. Also, I have a tendency to keep things as well. I should have picked these up. I think it was just because it wasn't the season for it. It's a pair of vintage cutoffs, so they weren't originally cut off. Someone just cut them off. And I keep doing this. I keep having these regrets when I am doing the voiceover. Like, I had the thought that I should definitely put this in my cart, but then I was like, no, my cart's already kind of full. And then I regret it when I start doing the voiceover. I was like, you know what? That would still have been a good piece. Also, I have great luck with black denim, so why did I throw that back? I have no idea what this is. I have never seen this brand. It's PLPA, Plapa. I don't know. I have never seen that brand, so I went ahead and threw it back. I also feel bad, like, I didn't get to show you finding like a lot of the really cool stuff that I found because of the fact that I was facing the wrong direction for it. This is a nice Chanel piece, but it is like a fast fashion brand. That's why I decided not to pick it up, even though it's really pretty. Normally I pick up anything Chanel, but I just decided to pass today. Again, my cart was already very full, and I was also very tired at this point because I had already been here for about 2.5 hours by the time I could turn the camera on. It's just, I did put this in my cart to look it up. That only resells for like $8 to $10, so I ended up throwing it back. In this bins, you can see I'm facing the wall. I will turn the camera on if I am facing the wall. If I am facing the other way, I will not have my camera on just because I don't want to film a whole bunch of other people as much as possible. And that just makes it so that way I'm more likely to be able to continue filming here. So this is Pac Sun. It had crunchy armpits. There you go. I know I haven't said that in a while, so that went away. That's apparently my new thing now, according to y'all in the comments, which I'm fine with. It's just that the bins lighting is so bad here that, sometimes you can't tell looking at it if there's yellowing under there, but you can always tell by how it feels, even if that grosses you out. There's a bathroom in my bins. I know not every bins has facilities, but this one does because it's attached to a retail store. So you best believe I take my finds out to the car, I come back, and I immediately wash my hands like twice. That's me laughing because it says stud on it. It's, little things in life to bring you joy. I do, as I mentioned before, I think turn every t-shirt right side out if it's inside out, because you never know when you're going to find that vintage bolo, right? And, I think that is probably a good habit to get into. I know most people just do the surface level stuff. This is an IKEA piece. You can't see it, but it's just weird. So I yeeted that over there to the other bin. It was like some kind of like soft basket style compartment thing that I don't know if it went into something or if it was something that you could put into like your own home stuff. I don't know. It was just weird. This is an LL Bean piece. I did not pick this up because it had Sharpie, big letters, the person's name who previously owned this. Oh my God, this Adidas piece. So this is an absolutely stunning 90s piece. Very dirty, very, very dirty, but it was a nice size and it's so vintage and glorious.
Wow. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I can get these out. It's got holes too. It's a no then.
And yet I had to yeet it because it was a windbreaker and it had several like holes in the front of it in addition to being absolutely filthy. And the reason why I know that that's a 90s piece, not an older piece, is because it had the mountain logo on it. So Adidas didn't start using the equipment logo, which is what that logo is called, until the 90s.
Aww.
That is when they decided to delineate between the performance line, which is the equipment line, and then the originals line, which is a more style-based line, and that uses the Adidas trefoil. There are other lines like the Adidas Neo line. There's also like Stella McCartney, X Adidas, and Y3 as well, which is a high-end collaboration with Yohei Yamamoto. You don't need to know all this. I just, like I said, I've talked multiple times about Adidas on my channel, and that's how I know it's not older, is because it had the equipment logo on it. So it was definitely 90s, and then I know it's like early, like to mid 90s, because it didn't have the date code on it. They didn't start consistently using the date code on all of their garments until the late 90s to the Y2K era. That's when they started putting like summer 05 and that kind of thing on there. So if you ever need help authenticating anything Adidas and or dating something, I do have the giant employee book that came out in the 20-teens. That was only available to the employees, and that has a lot of helpful information. So I'm always willing, if you DM me on Instagram, to try to help you with your Adidas pieces, because it does get faked a lot. So I'm just putting that out there just in case, because I'm not really finding things in the bins, and I feel like I have to talk to you guys about stuff. You can totally tell how tired I'm getting, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I did not do my shift everything to one side and go through piece by piece, because like I said, I was already like approaching hour 3 here and I was just too tired. And so I was just picking the stuff off the top, because these back bins are also where I've found a lot of great stuff, because this is where people go to sort their giant bins. So I think I talked about them in the last video, where there are these like giant blue bins that are deeper and shorter than these, that people actually use to get like a mass amount of stuff. And what they'll do is they'll push it on this back wall and sort through their items. And so they'll throw stuff back into these back bins. And I found some amazing pieces that way. Definitely, if you see someone that's got a big pile and they just like start throwing stuff back, definitely go in and scoop that up. I thought this is cute. This is the little kid's like Spider-Man cape that I thought was funny. I don't think Spider-Man ever wears a cape, but you know, there's the Spider-Verse. This is a Life is Good t-shirt. This went into my basket because I sold all my Life is Good t-shirts from the last Whatnot auction, so I'm definitely picking that up. I also sell it pretty consistently in my eBay store. They don't sell for a whole lot, but they do sell consistently for me. I don't think I have any currently in my store because they sell. You know, it is sweater weather, so I'm just checking to see what this is. And finally, a good hit. This is Soft Surroundings. I know this is the second Soft Surroundings piece I found this day. I actually found a 2-piece set where the set was together, which at the bins is always a miracle. This is a cute little loft piece, but it was heavily stained. You saw it was green, so of course I had to pick that up. I actually found Everlane as well here quite a bit, but unfortunately I only was able to put one piece in my cart because the rest of them were absolutely disgusting. So, you know, I was actually finding a lot of good brands, but unfortunately the pieces I was finding from those good brands were not in resellable condition. So I scooted a little bit down the line to pick up this brewery t-shirt. I thought it was a brewery t-shirt, but it's not. It's just an Old Navy t-shirt that says brew stuff on it. Local brewery t-shirts can actually sell pretty well. I consistently pick them up and they consistently sell pretty quickly for me, sometimes like almost the same day, because most of these t-shirts, if you actually like buy them for the local brewery, they're like $30 versus paying the $15 on eBay, half off. Totally do that. I just love that Pikachu piece. It wasn't vintage or I would have picked that up. It was as a modern kids piece. I love Pikachu. I am so sad that this was disgusting. My partner loves Star Trek. He actually recently bought a bunch of NCC 1701 bowls and plates to replace the kitchenware. So whenever I see anything Star Trek, I definitely try to save it. It's so rare. I find Star Wars stuff all the time, like I just did, but I rarely find Star Trek stuff. This is Vintage Dress Barn. The tag has been cut out of it, so I don't know what size it is, but it is dark floral, and I've talked about multiple times how dark floral is. I will have to take a closer look at this to see if it has been altered. I don't think it has been, and I don't know what the material content is, but I will have to do measurements to figure out the size for this. But I love these dark floral maxi length skirts. This is me checking to see if this has been hemmed or not, and I don't think it has. For the $1 that this is going to cost me, I'm willing to give it a go. I also was trying to see if it would fit me. I haven't tried it on yet because I'm worried that I might keep it. So I'm going to forego trying it on until after the whatnot. If it stays behind, then it was meant to be. Of course, then again, it still might not fit, but whatever. No, fingers crossed. We are just, again, sifting through the top. I've talked about how I normally don't do this, but I am tired. I will do this at the end just to look at the go-backs, and also when I'm tired and lazy, because if you guys have ever tried to move everything in a full bin, it is not easy. I was hoping this was We the Free. It is not. So I went to the side. Also, it was green, so of course I looked at it. You might be like, Bob, what in the world are you doing? This is the exact length I need to do my milkmaid braids. So I have already pulled a blue one of these out. I'm pulling that out. That is specifically to go into my hair. Of course, I'm going to wash it first, but that's what that's for. I'm paying 10 cents versus the $5 it costs for me to buy the cotton twill from Joann's Fabric. So peeking out, I saw some denim and canvas, and I was like, oh, this is a decent apron. And look, it's got a little pin on it. So I'm going to take the pin off, put it in my basket. And then I was like, you know what? This is a really, really nice apron. I wonder if I can find out who makes it, because, some of these are homemade, some of these are actually sold. And so I found the tag, and it is World Market. So that went into my basket. I've actually bought and sold World Market aprons before. I've actually bought and sold a ton of vintage aprons as well. I mean, again, they don't really sell for a whole lot, but they are consistent sellers for me. And World Market, if you tried to buy that same apron, I think would be like $30, $40. This is a Land's End piece, and it's a denim shirt, and it is a large tall. So I was definitely looking this over to find flaws, because that is normally how this stuff ends up here, and unfortunately that is what happened. It has a cut right there at the bottom. I mean, it's a small cut, but I'm just gonna let it go. Someone else can deal with that, which is disappointing, mostly because I am a tall lady, so whenever I find tall clothing I get really excited, because we gotta look out for each other. This is, I don't know. It's gone. That's what it is. It's gone. I also don't know what this is. That's Talbot's. I do like how Talbot's has those skinny black tags, because it does make it a lot easier to figure out what it is. Now, I will pick up some Talbot's at the bins, but it has to be like a significant piece.
Completely see your bits. Wow. Okay.
Those were a pair of Charlotte Russe pants that were completely see-through. Sometimes I do actually say stuff out loud while I'm recording. That's me yawning. Can you tell I'm tired? That was like the most dramatic yawn I think I've ever heard.
Bitch.
So what I'm pulling here is what's called a rag rug, and this is actually not made by someone at home. This is actually something somebody bought. It's actually a really big size. Unfortunately, a lot of the rags in this rag rug have started to come loose from the binding thread, and while I could fix this, I don't want to. You know, I do pick up a lot of projects from the bins, and it's a matter more of like, am I actually going to do anything with this, or is this just going to sit in a fixed pile forever? And unfortunately, I think that would just sit in a fixed pile for a while. This is a House of Blues. If it was vintage, I would have picked it up. All right, this is another instance when you all might be like, why are you picking up a doily? Well, I just talked about how there are some projects I will do and some I will not. This doesn't take up that much space. It's very lightweight, so this can sit in my project bin. What this is going to be at some point is going to buy a patch for jean jacket or a pair of jeans. So that's something I'm going to use to upcycle. It's the first time finding a really nice doily in a while. This is a Liz suit jacket. I just like the color. That's why I picked it up. And we have a tie. I don't really find a whole lot of ties. This is Bert Pulitzer. Bert Pulitzer is the husband of Lily Pulitzer. His stuff does not do as well as her stuff does. But if it's like a wild pattern, I will pick it up. But I just went ahead and passed on that because that was just a basic tie. I am getting around to the other side of the bins. This is me struggling to pull this green piece out. It is breeches. I have such a big soft spot for this brand. So this is a vintage brand that doesn't exist anymore. I think it died in the 20-teens at some point. Hopefully editing Bob will have put this somewhere on there. But I have a soft spot for that brand. I still have a coat from that brand that I got when I was 15 years old. It has been around for a while. So if you see breeches, most of it is going to be vintage. That was horribly pilled, or I would have definitely bought it.
Ew.
Yeah, and I just touched something very gross. I don't know what it was, but I remember it being disgusting. This is Lauren Ralph Lauren, but that was very well stained. This is a beautiful Torrid dress. It is bright Barbie pink. Unfortunately, it's got that wavy gravy collar up there, which means it has been stretched out. So unfortunately, I did not pick that up because there is no way to fix that other than to like re-elastic, and I am just not going to do that. But it was a very pretty dress. Sad that it's not going to find a new home with me. I have now scooted my way to the other side of the bins just to see what has been left on top from thrown back from other resellers. This is not it, but this is. I really like this kind of fabric. I don't know why. It's a pain in the butt to clean, but this is a Torrid piece. It is a 1X. It is a pair of like capris, I think. I'm not sure. It has a short inseam. I don't know if these are meant to be pants or capris, but it's Torrid. It's at the bins. It's in great shape. I am going to pick that up for sure. That's me doing the happy dance because I'm almost done. This is a tie that I did pick up because it's got little fishes on it. So I think this is from the either the late 60s or early 70s. So I put that in my cart. I was super excited to find a vintage tie. I know nobody but me really resells ties, and I'm fine with that. This is just a basic J. Jill tee. It is a size medium. If it was a larger size, I probably would have picked that up. I mean, J. Jill does well for me, but I normally try to stick to their Pure Jill or their Love Linen line. So I am pulling out a Vans piece right now. If this was an adult piece, I would have purchased this. These skate brands do well for me if I can pick them up for cheap at the bins. I realized that was a kid's piece, and it was also stained, so I threw that into the abyss. That's just a basic t-shirt from some place. Man, I'm so descriptive. This is another vintage tie. I actually really like the pattern on this one, but this unfortunately had a giant coffee stain. This is me checking to see what it was made out of. I try to stick to silk made in the USA for vintage ties. This is just a kid's jacket. But when I sell quilting, so I'm going to pick it up. This is a pair of vintage corduroys. I love corduroy. Unfortunately, the very well worn. The corduroys were almost threadbare, which means that those were a very well-loved pair of pants, because that almost never happens with corduroy. This is a Fair Isle piece. I thought about picking this up. It's, I think, Liz Claiborne. So I went ahead and tossed that aside. This is Ralph Lauren. That is a nasty Henley. So I think this is it for the shopping portion. I will give you to Other Bob, and she will do the haul with y'all. Welcome to the haul, y'all. The first thing I'm going to share with you is this LL Bean jacket that I found. It is green corduroy with elbow patches. Moxie just cannot believe it. She is over here doing her happy tail dance. It's a size large though, which means it is a little bit too big for me, which makes me so sad. It needs to be one size smaller to be the perfect jacket. So unfortunately, this will be up for sale. And I'm so sad because this is exactly what I wanted. This right here. I want this in real life. I want a nice forest green corduroy jacket with elbow patches and the leather. Well, these are wooden buttons. It's perfect. It's perfect if it was one size smaller. I'm so upset about that. But this will be up available for sale. It is LL Bean. It is a women's size large. It is lined. It does actually still have the extra button as well. It was in one of the front pockets. Here is the extra button. It is in like new condition, thus the reason I think the button is still there. So very tragic that I don't get to keep this, but hopefully one of y'all will, and if not, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna manifest it for myself. I need that in one size smaller. So if any of y'all out there find that exact LL Bean jacket in a size women's medium, please hit me up. I want it. I just don't want to pay like the $100+ it costs on the LL Bean website. But that is like my perfect jacket. All right, so for everything else, that does not break my heart. This is something that I just thought was really pretty. This is not a great brand. It's Karen Scott. It is a size extra large though. I'm gonna put it on. It's way too big for me because it's extra large. But look at how beautiful this is. It is, it's kind of like waterfall front. It is really nice, like gray and beige, like all the neutral colors. Super cozy. It is 100% acrylic though. Absolutely gorgeous. Love this. I was like, I am definitely, it's so pretty, and it is sweater weather, so I had to get this. It was just too cute to leave behind. I also picked this up. I need to iron this though before I do the live. I know I'm like the only person that does ties, but I'm still gonna put it up on Whatnot just to find out if anybody else wants it. Which, by the way, this is the last Whatnot for November, so I will be doing my live show at 7 p.m. November 30th, Eastern Standard Time. The thing will be over here. I will not be doing like Tuesday and Thursday lives for December because it's Thriftmas and it's already going to be enough to try to do daily videos until the 24th. I am only thrifting 12 times, but I will be doing daily videos until the 24th. And then I might like crawl in a hole and die. I don't know. But we're gonna see what happens. I will be doing one book show on Whatnot, which is already posted up, and I might do some pop-ups. We'll see. We'll see how burnt out I am or not. But that is available for you. Come hang out or don't. You do you. But this is a vintage tie. It's Andrew Scott. It is 100% silk. It's the fishes. It's little angel fish. I think that's what those are. And this is like late 60s, early 70s. It's 100% silk. It's made in the USA. That is why I picked it up. I try to pick up vintage ties when I find them at the bins. I just rarely find them. So there is that. Again, Miss Moxie is here. She is behind me. She is doing her best life. This next piece is Puma. I rarely pick up Puma at all, but I just thought this was a pretty piece. It is white. It is a women's size large. And it is, at least I think, yeah, it's a women's size large. It's not a kid's because the sleeves are long enough. This was filthy. Like, I think everyone was passing on it because it was so dirty. Like, the cuffs were the same color, like were gray, and the back of the sleeves were gray. It just needed to be washed. It's like someone just got this dirty, didn't feel like doing laundry, and chucked it in the donation pile. I don't know. But I just thought this was a neat little paint splatter piece. So yeah, I picked that up. That's the reason why I picked it up, is just because it was an interesting looking piece. This, I'm also sad, is not a medium, but not as heartbroken as the LL Bean piece. This is Lucky Brand. It is a size large, and it is just a beautiful green floral. Looks a little bit like wallpaper, but I think that's attractive. I pick up Lucky Brand whenever I find it at the bins because it is a consistent bread and butter, It is a consistent bread and butter brand for me, and it moves, so I keep doing that. Now, y'all might be surprised. I pick up Izod. And the reason I picked up Izod is because this is vintage, made in the USA Izod. So this is probably from the 70s. It's not Izod Lacoste. That would be perfection. But I do believe this is a 70s men's cardigan. It is a size large. It has prolonged cuffs, so that way you can fold them like you're supposed to fold them. Really classic cream color grandpa sweater. There's the Izod logo there, but I will only pick up vintage Izod, and it has to be the made in the USA. I have consistently sold it. The Izod Lacoste pieces do sell faster and for more money, but the vintage Izod also sells as well. So I was super stoked to find this vintage piece, and I will be more than happy to list this on my own if nobody wants it on Whatnot. I've had a lot of luck finding white stuff at the bins that wasn't horrible. This is Stussy. This is a women's small t-shirt. Stussy is considered one of the first streetwear brands, as according to my friend Matt. It does have the rolled sleeves. It's just a gray t-shirt. Probably one of their earlier pieces, but I picked it up because it was Stussy, and again, I can sell that on eBay, no problem. This is a women's size medium. It is 100% Pima cotton. It is J. Jill, but this is the Pure Jill, I think. And it's just a white tunic length t-shirt that I thought was really pretty and magically white all the way through. So I picked that up because finding a white t-shirt at the bins, who would have thought that? So this is a Torrid piece. This is the Super Soft. It is a 1X. It is blue. A little bit longer, a little bit flowier. Has this interesting like crinkle pattern. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty. Found Everlane, as I mentioned in the voiceover section. I actually found a lot of Everlane. This is the only piece that I could pick up because the rest of them were crunchy or crusty or gross. So this is a women's small, and it is a cropped, giving me the Halloween fall pumpkin spice latte vibes, but it is Everlane, and I found it at the bins. I was very disappointed because a couple of pieces, if they weren't crunchy, I probably would have kept because it's my size. Like, I found smalls and mediums, and a couple of pieces were like gray, and then I found one like beige color piece, but it was not cute. So that is the only nice piece I found, and I again will have it up on Whatnot first. Another Life is Good t-shirt. I sold both my ones in the last Whatnot. I have 100% sell through for this. This is just a women's extra large. It has a daisy on the front with the American stripe or stars in there. It just says Life is Good. I just really, I don't know. It's just a very, good vibes. It's a good vibes brand. I just like it. So there's that. This is funny. So whenever I see canvas and denim somewhere, I'm going to look it up or look at it because this is going to be a solid apron no matter what. If it's a thicker apron, if this was thicker canvas, this actually might be like a leatherworking apron. It would be like a hardcore apron, but this is World Market. The apron that I have is a World Market apron. I have the crisscross applesauce, well, that's what I call it, apron, because I can't have things hanging around my neck for prolonged periods of time due to a lot of issues. I will end up like having a massive headache after a while, and also like everything gets out of alignment and it's not cute. But if you don't have that problem, this is a nice solid apron. I sell aprons all the time on eBay. I've sold vintage ones, I've sold modern ones. Like, everyone needs a good solid apron. Although I rarely use mine. I really only use it baking, because baking is the only time I am getting crap everywhere. Like, it is flour o'clock, flour central when I am baking. It is a hot mess. This, I cannot believe nobody picked it up. This is stunning. This is Theory, which is a high retail brand. The resale is up and down. It is a women's size 8. So here is the brand tag. It's kind of like Vince, where it's like a high retail, but not the best resale. And it is a little black dress. It is like a satin on the bottom and a velvet at the top. Absolutely gorgeous sleeveless dress. Look at how cute this is. It's got like a light pleating in the front. I just love this. It's so beautiful. Very sexy. I could not believe nobody wanted this dress. So this will be up available on Whatnot, and if not, Karen's gonna look fabulous AF in that. This is also another surprise. This is Yukon Tracks. I saw the bright hunter orange and I was like, that is a hunting hat. That is definitely probably worth something. So the hat portion, this part is actually polyester. It's supposed to be like windproof and water resistant, not waterproof, but water resistant. And this is actually rabbit fur, which makes me a little sad, which also is why like I'm holding it this way, is so that way the rabbit fur touches me as little as possible, because we've talked about that I am allergic to that. These hats go on eBay for like $25 pretty consistently. It just depends on if you have like the bright orange ones or different colors or pattern ones, but I was like, are you serious? Sure, I will pick that up. That is awesome. I don't know if it has a size. It does have a size, so it's the size large, so that is perfect. So here is that. That is an unusual hat to find at the bins. I don't pick up finger vines very often. I will pick it up at the bins though, but it has to be men's or it has to be amazing. So this is a men's pair of shorts. These are a size 30 in the basic blue. I know we're not in short season, but this was $1, so that is fine. This next item is another Lucky piece, but this is a men's extra large. This is a raglan, and it has the basic t-shirt pattern in the front, but these are waffle knit or like ribbed knit. This is ribbed. Yeah, for your pleasure, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get punchier as Thriftmas goes on, because I am staying up really late and getting very little sleep and just like not stopping. So I'm gonna get more interesting, I guess, as Thriftmas goes on. But men's extra large Lucky brand t-shirt, I do well with that. This, if it doesn't sell on Whatnot, I will be doing some fun stuff with it. It is a Refugee, which is not a great brand, but light wash denim is what's on trend right now. So I think this is a women's either extra large or 2X. Based on the way this is fitting me, I'm guessing it's closer to 2X, but it's a cropped. It's supposed to be cropped. Somebody did not cut this off. This actually has stitching all the way down, which means that it's supposed to be a raw hem crop. It's also got a raw hem cuff. And if nobody buys this from me on Whatnot, I will be doing some upcycling with this. Because I personally, when I am out at the bins looking for denim jackets, I am looking for denim jackets in styles that are like trucker jackets I'm looking for, larger denim jackets I'm looking for, and light wash denim jackets is what I'm looking for to do upcycling with. So that will be a project, or it will be profits when it goes up on Whatnot. I also found an extra large Knox Rose piece. These do really well for me, even though it's a Target brand. Look at how pretty this is. It's a navy peasant blouse with embroidery. It's got the lovely little like flare sleeves. Very cute. I think that's beautiful. This made me think of my friend Donna. I love her with my whole heart, her whole family. Though she be but little, she is fierce. So that just made me think of my friend Donna because she is tiny but mighty. And this is Hollister, and it is a women's size medium. I know somebody's gonna want that. Maybe not on Whatnot, but somebody's gonna want that somewhere because it's super cute. And this is Zaya Active, which I was super surprised to find at the bins. I also have 100% sell through with this. This is an MLM brand, but it's not like LuLaRoe. It actually does pretty well. This is a 3XL. I have not found anything of this size by Zaya Active ever. Like the biggest I found I think is a size large. So this is amazing to find. And especially with going into the new year, this is awesome. This is so soft. If you can't read Zaya, just look for the moon. That is their logo, is the moon right there. So this is amazing. I'm super happy to have found this. Another great bread and butter brand. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying this. All right, this next thing I picked it up because it's super on trend right now. These like midi maxi length denim skirts are a vibe right now. Now, the ones that have the full button fronts do sell for more and faster, but these full length denim skirts are what's on trend right now. This is a vintage brand. It's Check Me First, and it is a women's size 18. So really excited about that. Again, super surprised none of the Depop girlies picked that up, but grateful for that. And then the rest of the stuff I'm going to show you is still wet. So it might not be quite the right color because it's still wet. And that's again because I wash everything. So you at least know everything's clean when you're bidding on it. So this is those Torrid pants. I think they're pants. I'm not 100% sure. They are a women's size 1X because it's a Torrid size 1. You can see what part's wet. So this is not a stain. It's just this is what has dried and this is still wet. So I just trying to make that clear, like it's not a stain, it's just still moist. If you don't like the word moist, I'm sorry, I do. So we're just gonna keep saying that. But these are all items that have to be line dried. They can't be put in a dryer. That's why they're still damp, because my turnaround time for this is very short. Very short. This is the soft surroundings piece I think you guys saw in the video. It is a women's size large. Again, if you are not aware, soft surroundings recently had to sell themselves off. So the pieces that were made before the sell-off are actually doing pretty well. That might tank once the transition fully happens, but this is a soft surroundings piece. It is like an off-the-shoulder piece. Little gray top. That is almost actually fully dry. I'm picking this up to try it. It is exclusively Misuk. This is the vintage brand. This is an 80s piece. You see why I picked it up, it's green. This, I believe, is a women's size medium. It is acrylic. And it is in a Asian style. But it is like a tunic length to where you would wear like leggings underneath of it. I just picked it up to try. I don't know, we'll see how that does. This is Roxy. One of these rompers are gonna fit me eventually. This is a women's size medium. It is Roxy. Again, it is white. And it's like this really pretty, I don't know, like one side is sewn vertically and the other side is sewn horizontally. It's like a half and half. This little pair of shorts. So I think this is considered a romper and a jumper is pants, right? I think so. But I think that's cute, and it's white, and it was at the bins, and it was in good shape, so yes and yes. So this, I am going to take this with me to the boys' house to fix it. This is a cute little Susan Bristol. So a lot of Susan Bristol's stuff is dated if it's made before like the year 2000. Some of her 2000 stuff, like early 2000 stuff, is also dated, like her sweaters and stuff. This, I'm guessing, is from the late 80s, early 90s, and it is a black velvet satin beaded vest. And what I have to fix on here is the ribbon buttons. I need to reattach this back together. So it's a really quick, easy thing to do. So I'm going to set that aside so I can work on that tonight. But that will be fixed by the time I put it up. It is a women's size 10, and it is actually a modern size 10 because the style then was for a loose fit vest. The modern style is that is a shirt and not a vest. I mean, some people still wear them as vests, but that's why even as a vintage size 10, it still fits as a modern size 10, is because it was meant to be looser then. This I picked up because I couldn't leave it behind. It is Billabong. It's another one of those skate surf brands. It is, I think it's supposed to be a size medium, but I mean, it is so big. Does it really matter? Yeah, it's supposed to be size medium. It is a beautiful blue and gray striped sweater. It is an open front. Like, look, this is what I'm saying. Like, why has this got a size on it? I can't put my hand in it. It's still wet. So my arm is not wanting to make this happen. It does have some pulls in it. I am going to pull those through so those can get fixed. I just need to take the knit picker and put that in there. That is what the tool is called. It's for drop stitches. That's all I got to do here. So that will be another project I take with me to the boys' house to fix it. I will fix all of them when I can. I will point out in the show if I missed any, but there are, I think, 2 that I've seen. So I only really, as far as I know, have to fix 2 of them. The one I just showed you, and then there's one here on the front. But even if that doesn't sell, I might keep that because it's very cute. This next item is a Lucky Brand item. It is a shacket. It is a utility shacket, so it's got the big pockets in the front and the big pocket over here. It has a drawstring around the waist. Again, these are not stains. It's just still wet. Which is why I'm not trying it on. It's because I can't stand tencel fabric when it's wet. It just ekes me out. But when it's dry, it feels great. So I picked this up because it's a shacket, which is very on trend. I also picked it up because if it doesn't sell, I probably will keep this. Or it'll go in my rotating reseller closet. This is another vintage piece. I will have measurements up for it by tomorrow for what size it's supposed to be. But this is that vintage dress barn piece. I am guessing it is a wool blend. Beautiful dark floral. For me, it's a midi length skirt, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a maxi length skirt. It's just I'm tall. Here is that soft surrounding things I mentioned. So this is a women's size medium. It has, again, soft surroundings. It has the cute little tank with the nice little lacy bit. There you go. Soft surroundings. And then here is the overshirt. I guess you could wear them separately if you wanted to, but this one is very low hanging. So like this is supposed to, like the little lace is supposed to peek through at the top. But this is so soft. I actually found this first, and then I found this piece later on in the bin, but they go together. So this will be sold together because they are meant to be together. So I guess that's a deal. You get two for two. Because again, my whatnot sales start at $2 starts, so that could be fun. This is a sanctuary piece. This is, I'm guessing, a linen blend. I think yeah, it got cut out, but this feels like linen, which is why it's still wet, is because you can't put linen in the dryer, or you can't put most linens in the dryer. This is a women's extra small. I've had decent luck with Sanctuary, and it's just a red unstructured blazer. If you can find men's unstructured blazers, those normally sell really well, so I wanted to try a women's unstructured blazer and see how it does, especially since like red is on trend right now. Like red pants I know is on trend right now. I'm not sure if like red as a color is on trend, but I mean it's the holiday season, so probably. But that is everything I can show you right now. I have a couple of projects that I've held back that I have not shown in any of the videos that might pop up in the whatnot tomorrow if I get them finished. If I don't get them finished tonight, then they won't be there. I will just do like a pop-up some other time during December. But thank you guys everyone for watching all of these videos. I know they have been long videos. Most of them have been really long videos. I hope you all have enjoyed it. I know I have. I've enjoyed being able to show you guys what the bins are like at my area. And just to hang out with you in a live setting. And also Whatnot has changed so much in the last like 2 years. It's been really nice to refamiliarize myself with the platform and also like see if that's an avenue that I want to continue to pursue. And the answer is yes, I do, but I'm just going to be too busy for Thriftmas. So thank you guys. I will see you guys hopefully November 30th. If not, I will see you all in the next video, which will probably also be on November 30th. But until then, bye! Bye.
Hero. I wanna be a hero. Oh, the hero.